at the iconic Boman Stadium in Mumbai for the historic 128th Harris Shield opening final. I have with me Bollywood celebrity actor Mr. Boman Irani. Sir, thank you so much for being here. A pleasure and an honor to have you.
This is my third visit as a senior. As a junior, I used to come to watch my colleagues in my school play. So it's a great homecoming in many ways. I'm very proud to be here. You're right. This stadium has got some wonderful moments and memories, produced some great cricketers, some great matches.
Yes.
I'm so proud that you invited me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And firstly is, your life as a photographer started from this very tournament itself, the Harris Shield, the Guile Shield. You started covering all that as a photographer. Can you take us through those nostalgic days of you, shooting at the iconic Hindu Gymkhana?
There was a
Guile
Shield match going on. And I was sitting on the parapet of the Marine Drive taking photographs, but I did not have these fancy cameras that night. I had a 50mm lens. And in that 50mm lens, I could not get a nice close-up of the batsman who was playing some wonderful shots. So I jumped off the thing and I sat on the boundary line. And before I knew it, I was looking in the thing and I was dragging myself, not realizing that I've almost reached cover point. After reaching cover point, I didn't realize I was almost, I'm exaggerating of course, but it almost reached forward short leg. And I'm standing over there and I look up and all the young batsmen are looking at me saying, Bhai Sahab, aap kahan se aa gaye? Aap kya kar rahe ho? I disturbed the game and I'm quite ashamed of it. It was a very embarrassing moment for me, sitting in the middle of the field over there with the camera, not realizing that I had made such a big mistake. Eknath Solkar Saab comes running out of the pavilion, the clubhouse, and he is very upset, I thought. He wasn't. He realized that I was so passionate about taking that picture. He stopped me and said, come tomorrow and please print these pictures and we would love to have those pictures. So that was my first, I made money on photography from that moment in Guile Shield.
So your life started from very much from these very tournaments itself.
Very much.
So which is your favorite Harris Shield, Guile Shield moment as a photographer that you captured?
Well, I think that's the one I have the strongest memory of.
Okay.
I came here a few years ago for the Harris Shield final, if you remember. You were there too.
Yes.
And I stood on the boundary line and somebody was kind enough to give me one nice long telephoto lens and I took some pictures. I used those pictures also in my presentations. But for me, there was a final of St. Mary's School, that is my school, versus Don Bosco, which was the Don Bosco captain did most of the work. He took most of the wickets and scored most of the runs. His name is, I don't know if you know this guy, I'll tell you his name, see if you remember the name. His name is Ravi Shastri.
Of course, the legendary Ravi Shastri.
So Ravi Shastri was a thorn in our side, but fortunately for us and unfortunately for Ravi, our captain too, Shishir Hatangadi, Bombay captain, top scorer for many years, great cricketer.
And your dear friend.
And my dear friend, of course, that's why I had to say great 4 times. Otherwise, I would have said 5 times. I said it 5 times, but Ravi Shishir Hatangadi and our St. Mary's team won that tournament that year.
So lovely. And this is the first time ever in the history of the tournament that SG balls are being employed and being used right through the entire tournament. SG MSSA participation certificates are also being given, plus the caps and t-shirts to every young cricketer participating. So what are your thoughts? Because you've seen the evolution of the game from as a photographer and now you're seeing the game as a celebrity.
As a schoolboy, not as a photographer. I've seen the evolution of a game. The umpires on their field, let's give them a big hand. Everybody. Good boys. I've seen the evolution of the game. I think more or less the game remains the same.
So
the balls can change. Everything else to me remains the same. It's just that the spirit of the game should never be forgotten. The way it should be played in fairness, with sportsmanship, camaraderie and respect. I mean, those are the 4 pillars. So that shouldn't change. That's all I'm saying.
Sir. And Nadeem Memon sir and his entire team, 10 seasons in a row, tirelessly working day after day to ensure that 189 teams participating, and after 1.5 months we've got the final. So your thoughts on Nadeem Memon and his great contribution to Mumbai cricket?
Well, you see, there are people who are supporting all of this and work tirelessly towards it simply because of the love of the game.
Yes,
nothing else. I don't think Nadeem Memon wants us to sit and praise him because his reward is the fact that youngsters will benefit, and his reward is that he gets an opportunity to give back to the game that he loves so much. And you look at it, every single thing from every single detail, he's being so involved and passionate and interested in the children,
Correct, sir.
interested in the boys, and hoping that we have some great champions to serve our country that come out of this.
Correct, sir. And so your final thoughts on, these youngsters playing at the Boman Stadium and your words of encouragement so that they go on to represent India someday.
I don't know when we started playing at international venues, Harris Shield and Jai Shield. I think they were played mostly at Azad Maidan, Cross Maidan, or one of the gymkhanas. I remember going to the gymkhanas at Marine Drive,
Yes, sir.
or Azad.
So in the
or
last
Cross.
10 seasons, we started the
So 10
gymkhanas,
seasons.
Wankhede and Boman Stadium.
So think about it. World's greatest cricketers have played over here. The world's greatest tournaments have happened over here. The world's greatest test matches have happened between these two stadiums.
Yes.
And these guys get to touch and play and be inspired by the spirits of this hallowed ground. I mean, that in itself is an honor. So they've earned that honor. And thanks to Nadeem Memon, he's given these kids the opportunity to feel that they are on to something really big.
Yes, sir. And finally, your words of encouragement to all our young cricketers who definitely will go on to play cricket at a higher level someday.
Look, they've been coached well, they've been trained well, they are talented, they will
Yes.
do well. But my only advice is keep your head on your shoulders. Don't let the fame get the better of you. Be humble, respect your colleague, respect the player who may be out of form on that day. Don't say, out of form mein hai, kya karenge uska? No, kya karenge nahi. You have to nurture him, to support him, guide him. Because if he's a good player and if you have team support,
Yes.
you can go on to do greater things. So be a good team man. What else can I say?
Thank you so much to you and your entire team for coming here and for supporting all of us through thick and thin always, sir. Thank you so much.
Always, Vinaycha. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.